How are these people going so fast when the company itself says that this bike doesn't go that fast? Some people on the forums are honest. They'll say, I don't know where people are getting these numbers. Most I've been is whatever, 36, 35, something like that. I don't know where people are getting these numbers. You know, they're probably frustrated and thinking their settings are wrong or they have a defective bike. And then it just causes issues because other people lie. For what? Looking good on the internet?
Aren't these supposed to hit 40 miles per hour stock?
I do it every day on my stock Freedom.
I love you.
Liar!
Today we're going to be talking about an important topic of the accuracy of claimed top speeds by both e-bike manufacturers, e-bike companies, and e-bike customers. Because, whoa, my voice just cracked. Apparently now I've hit puberty. Excuse me. Because you'll buy a bike seeing different numbers out there. Someone might say, oh, I went 38, I went 39, I went 40, I went 41 miles an hour, maybe even 42 miles an hour on a bike that the manufacturer claims goes 37, 38, something like that. Maybe even less. And then you're just left confused. How are these people going so fast when the company itself says that this bike doesn't go that fast? How the hell are they getting these numbers? How is that possible? Well, today we're going to talk about that because that confusion could be irritating. And it does get confusing for people because if you're a consumer and you're doing research on bikes and you see these numbers being put out, you get really excited that the numbers are way higher than what the manufacturer says. And it throws you off. Then you finally get the bike and it doesn't go that fast. You're like, what the heck? Did these people lie to me? Well, maybe that's one reason. Sometimes it's just an honest mistake. Sometimes it's a dishonest mistake. And we're going to talk about both of those today. So, I actually just finished a top speed run on the bike that I'm on right now, the Wired Cruiser. This bike is pushing 3,000 watts at peak. Although the shunt mod doesn't give you a whole lot more top end speed, it does allow you to get there very fast. And I just did a top speed run on this. You guys can watch the video that I'll link in this video. And in that video, I go over how to get an accurate top speed run. What are the things that you have to do to get a true top speed of a bike? Taking a multitude of factors into consideration. But let's start with reasons why people's top speed numbers are off, okay? Reason number one, your display is miscalibrated. Either your wheel size is miscalibrated, which is usually the case, or something else is in there that's causing the numbers to not be accurate. And so the way to fix that, typically in a lot of e-bikes, you'll have a wheel size setting in the display. You can go in there and change it, and you keep changing it either up or down until it matches a GPS speed. If you guys, I didn't even hit the start button. If you guys notice, I have a GPS speed in front of me, and it lags a little bit behind the normal display, but both of these speeds more or less match. What you see on the GPS more or less is what's on the display. And that's because the tire size is accurate. Sometimes if it's inaccurate, it'll either show you a speed that's way too fast or way too slow based on the speed that you're actually going on. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, external factors such as gravity or wind. It's hard to tell if the road you're on is actually level or not. You can't really tell just from looking at it. Sometimes it's slightly down, sometimes it's slightly up. And so because of that, that'll throw you off in terms of if you think you're actually going at a certain speed using the motor power only, or maybe you're working against gravity, or maybe gravity is helping you, right? And so that will throw you off. Wind is actually a big factor also, because if you're sitting here like me, I'm wide. I have a big jacket on. I'm like a sail right now. If wind is blowing at you, and wind at higher speeds makes a big difference, guys. There's a reason why a lot of bikes struggle to break that 40-mile-an-hour limit, is because you pretty much need a 72-volt system to go well into the 40-mile-an-hour territory and above, at least with a geared hub motor. With direct drives, they can go a little bit faster, but those have no torque at the bottom end, unless they're pushing massive amounts of watts, but that's different. You need exponential more amounts of power to go from 20 to 30 than you do 10 to 20, even though the speed difference is the same. It's a lot harder to go faster. So wind plays a huge role in top speed, and sometimes it throws you off. Sometimes you have the wind at your back and you're like, oh wow, this thing is so fast. No, you're just acting like a sailor right now, and that will throw your top speed off. And the way to get around both the gravity aspect, let's say you're on a moderately flat road, it's something that appears mostly flat, and the wind, is you choose 2 points on your road. All right, you do the top speed run from one side to the other, and then you do it on the way back, and you average the two numbers out, and that will cancel out, for the most part, gravity and wind. So that way you'll actually get a true top speed reading of how fast you went, not just in one direction, because I guarantee you one way is going to be slightly faster or slightly slower. I guarantee you. Something else that has to be considered when you see these top speed numbers thrown out are people who say their top speed while pedaling versus not pedaling. Clearly, you're going to add more power pedaling than if you're not pedaling. And everyone has different leg strengths, right? Someone might have very weak legs, someone might have very strong legs, and that could make a big difference in top speed if you're pedaling, especially if your gearing is right. Like the gearing right here that I have now, 60-tooth front chainring, 11 in the back. I can pedal at a moderately fast cadence, nothing crazy fast, well into the 40-mile-an-hour range. And so that's going to make a slight difference in my top speed if I'm pedaling hard versus if I'm not. My max speed on that one section of trail that I tried to max out on is 40 miles an hour. Let's see if we can go maybe 42 pedaling hard. And yes, we are gonna do it both ways, just so you guys can see. Generally, when it comes to top speed, you only wanna test throttle because everyone has the same throttle, right? Nobody has some secret special controller that gives them more power than someone else. All the controllers are the same, the motors are the same for the most part, right? Unless there's different revisions of a bike. And that way it's a true apples to apples comparison. So now let's get into the part where people exaggerate or flat out lie about their top speed. And this kind of annoys me because, again, if you're doing research on a bike and you see manufacturer claims the bike can go 34 and someone online says the bike can go 38, you're like, oh wow, they must be wrong. If you're invested emotionally into that bike already, which is how people make most purchases, you're gonna tend to believe the 38 mile an hour number. And then you finally get the bike and you realize, wow, I have to pedal my ass off and go down the hill and have a backwind to get this bike 38. I'm on a 60-volt system on a bike that I know can go 40 miles an hour, throttle only, 3,000 watts. And I've seen people on the Aerial Rider Kepler forum that say, oh, I've been 40 miles an hour on the Kepler. I've been 39. Really? Have you now? That's interesting. The only way someone can go way faster than what the manufacturer or the company says the bike can do is if they have some super special top secret controller that they were sent, or super special top secret motor that nobody else has, and that's how they get that extra speed that nobody else can with apparently the same exact bike. And I don't understand why people do this. We all have the same bike. Why do you have to exaggerate your speed? We know how fast this bike goes. I don't care how much you can pedal. I don't care. I want to know what the machine can do, not the rider. The reason why people exaggerate or lie about these numbers, to make themselves look better or feel better in front of other people. All right, let's see if we can find a clearing and do a top speed run in one direction while pedaling as hard as possible. There's always people here. And I don't want to be the guy that flies by people at 40 miles an hour. Alright, yeah, we got it clear. And there's a guy on the bike, but we can pass him. Alright, so mostly flat. Let's start as soon as I pass this weird opening right here. And boom. You can put my visor down. Top speed, pedaling hard. Flat ground. See, I'm pedaling hard and I'm still barely adding power because the wind is pushing me back. Pedaling hard, come on, come on! That's it. I'm not adding any real power. Maybe see 1 mile an hour, now I'm not pedaling. At these speeds, you need a lot more power to just go a little faster. We'll try and do the same thing back. Let's see how fast I can go. Pedal hard, here we go. Get up to speed. I feel a strong headwind, oh my God. Strong wind. Come on baby. Oh, I'm tired. Throttle only. See? Similar speed. Looks like my speedometer is 1 mile an hour off. See? That's probably because I can't breathe. Man, I wish I brought water. Let's get back to what we were talking about. So yeah, a lot of people, they'll go on some vacation or buy something and you'll ask them, hey, how's that thing? And because they're invested into that decision that they made, they don't want to feel stupid or bad in front of other people, and they'll exaggerate how that thing was in a good way. Say, oh, it was amazing because I only make the best decisions. Versus, you know, someone's honest when they'll say they did something and it was like, oh, this was terrible, it sucked, it was bad. And it was their own decision, especially if they were excited before they made that decision and did that thing or bought that thing also. And so sometimes someone makes the decision to spend thousands of dollars on an electric bike that they are emotionally invested in. They don't want to feel bad. They want to feel like they have the best bike, even if in the back of their mind they know they're exaggerating the number. They will exaggerate that number and give you the speed that they went downhill with the wind at their back. And it's hard to believe some of these numbers, but it's hard to disprove them also, because you have to take the time to go out and do this type of testing. And I have no life, but other people have lives. They have lives to live. They want to go out and enjoy the bike ride, not do some top speed runs just for the sake of making YouTube videos like me. Other people have lives to live, things to do. That's why it's hard to disprove these top speed numbers that you'll see. I made a couple troll posts on a Facebook group saying that, oh, this bike goes 42 miles an hour. I went 42. And that's where the BS alerts started to come out for people, saying like, I don't think so. Maybe pedaling really hard, or maybe going downhill or something like that. But some people believed it. People were like, nice job, good work. Especially since people know I do a lot of testing and these videos on that group, I think a lot of people believed me, and now they're gonna go on and think this bike does 42 miles an hour, when really it doesn't. At most, this bike, with these tires at least, does 40. With regular tires, it would probably do 41, but it definitely does not do 42. And I know you're probably thinking, why would you even care about an extra mile an hour? Because it does make a difference. I care because other people care, and this was proven by that Facebook post that I made. Everyone is saying, oh, there's no way you went 42 miles an hour. Even though some people claim this thing does 40. And at the time of recording this video, I had just finished the 50 amp test with this bike. I will hook up the stock controller and do the same top speed run. My guess it's going to be maybe 1 or 2 miles an hour slower, or it could be the same because of the way these motors are. The shunt mod really only adds to torque, not top speed. That's a limit that's cut off by voltage. Every motor has a certain rating as to how many times it spins, or what the RPM is for different types of voltages. Some people in the forums are honest. They'll say, I don't know where people are getting these numbers. Most I've been is whatever, 36, 35, something like that. I don't know where people are getting these numbers. And I feel them on that. You know, they're probably frustrated and thinking their settings are wrong, or they have a defective bike. And then it just causes issues because other people lie. For what? Looking good on the internet? So that's my rant for today on reasons your top speed is wrong. Could be an honest mistake. It could be a dishonest mistake. In any case, get out there, enjoy your bike. The good news is, top speed, even though you think it matters, it really doesn't, because you're not going to be at that top speed for very long anyways. And in my opinion, what really matters is hill climbing ability. Because, for example, these direct drive motors, they have a high top speed, but as soon as they hit a hill, they have no torque to get them up the hill at a fast speed. So hill climbing is really where motors are put to the test. E-bikes are put to the test, in my opinion. Even a bike with a little puny 250 watt hub motor can go, what, 25, probably 25 on flat ground. As soon as you encounter a hill, oh, you're crawling. You got nothing. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my rant. If you like this video, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, let me know why in the comments. Until next time.